you guys, Michelle Cunningham is in the house. And if you guys are ready to recruit more and you're looking for all the right words to say, we got you covered. So, Michelle, we said we're just going to roll. We're going to go on the fly. I have told everybody to please share the love. So, you guys, this is streaming 3 places. Let us know where you're finding it. It's inside our Social Sales School Facebook group. If you are over there, let us know. It's also on my business page. If you're finding it there, that means it's a public link and you can go ahead and share the love. So you can post that in your team groups. You can post that wherever y'all are allowed. And it's also over on YouTube. So Michelle, a lot of my audience already knows you and love you, but an introduction is suiting. So I'm going to introduce you like how I know you. So I will tell you guys before I let Michelle take the stage, I share a lot of you in my classes, and I think my first experience with you was your party course. And then I went into your 90-day difference class. And I think that's where I really learned email marketing. And I always talk to my students about collaboration, having an abundance mindset, and having a clear mission. And my mission is to impact the network marketing industry as a whole. And we can only be experts in so many things. So I always talk about you when it comes to like lead gen and scripts. And that's going to be our focus today. And if you guys have ever struggled with scripts, my stance on it is there probably isn't a perfect script, but it definitely can get you like playing someone else's records, add your own perspective, add your own spin, and now you've got your perfect script. But we just had a story of Sarah Brown that used a script that was suggested, tweaked it, and recruited 2 people yesterday, Michelle. 2.
Yes.
From taking, like walking in that, like, oh my SHIT, I can't believe I'm doing this, and taking action. So my goal is to focus on, give them some scripts, help them make it their own, walk in confidence, and just do the darn thing. Okay. But so after I went through this with Michelle, I don't know how it happened. We stayed friends. And then you asked me to do a sales course. And then you asked me to do this that we are going to talk about, and that y'all like have zero reasons not to be grabbing. And I've already been promoting the heck out of this. So Michelle Cunningham, network marketer, top 1%er who moved into coach. And my favorite part, reason why I love you. You're beautiful, you're pink, but then I found your YouTube video where you were sitting in your living room and you had a baby behind you. And I was like, we all start somewhere. And I talk with my students about make your business your own. And for a minute, I actually got caught up in like, gosh, I got to be pretty and pink. I'm like, no, I got to be Cathy. So I want everybody to walk away inspired by you, learning things, and also how can I make this my own? So with all that being said, how do you want to introduce yourself? Are there any key pieces? And then let's jump into this topic right here.
All right. I can give you like my 3-minute background story. Because I feel like that's kind of important. You know what's really, really bothering me? I took this down from up there so that if you're like, why is that empty? This goes back up.
The space. I was like, I'll cover the space with your book. But
doesn't it bother you? We got to fix this guy. I was just filming a video. Hold on. We're going to do it together. Ready? Here we go.
That's hilarious. I love that.
Thank you. You look terrible. Stressing me out. Okay. There we go. Okay. So I'll tell my background story because I feel like, I don't know, some people come on, they're like, they have this delightful background and you're like, dude, you are annoying because you have everything. And I'm like, well, I know, but it didn't start like this. So let's start there because I grew up with nothing. And so that's like such an important part of the story. And it's evidence that anybody can have anything they want with hard work. And that's literally my entire story. So I grew up incredibly poor. My mom was a single mom. My parents divorced when I was 6. So my brother Mark was 7. I was 6. My little brother was 3. And my mom became our sole caretaker. And so we were just the kids that just didn't have money. Like it was very common to go to the ATM and there was like $7 in there and you couldn't take out money because you had to have like $20 in there. And so like when we go to the grocery store, we couldn't just get whatever we wanted. And we couldn't get new outfits on the first day of school. And we couldn't get, I wanted Pantene shampoo. I know it sounds so weird, but like that was like a life goal when I was younger. Like, man, if we could just afford Pantene shampoo and not VO5. But like I wanted Pantene shampoo. And so that was like my level of like wealthy people have Pantene shampoo. So if you use Pantene as a kid, dude, you were lucky.
What if you use it now? Like,
what is it now?
If you use it now, I'm like, we take for granted the things that are like really blessings, right?
Literally.
Big deal.
Totally. Now I've learned that there's better than Pantene, but I didn't know that back then. Pantene, I love it. Anyway, so I literally that was like my life goal. And like, I just like, because we didn't have any money, the only way for me to get money was to work. So like I had a lawn mowing business at 12, then I was babysitting at 13. And I just worked because if I wanted something, like even to keep up with the kids who were buying Abercrombie and Fitch, which was the big thing back then, I would just have to like babysit to like afford like one little shirt on clearance. So that was the only way that I knew to make money. There's no handouts in my family. Nobody's wealthy. No one's giving me money. And so I believe that it doesn't matter what your story is. It doesn't matter who supports you or doesn't support you. We can all completely change our life and our story with hard work. And that's what I always tell my kids is like, you can do anything with hard work. You can actually be less smarter than people and work harder and you will win. So I literally ended up paid my way through college while working 40 hours a week at Applebee's. And I was at a campus that you stayed at. So it was a little weird to be working like a 40-hour job on the weekends, but I had to pay for college. And then I graduated and landed my dream job as a pharmaceutical sales rep. And I thought I would do that forever. And I was like, dude, this is like so boring. I'm like, I can't even believe like people just like salary job it didn't work for my brain. I'm like, what do you mean? I make the same amount every month. Like if I work harder, I don't make more. Like way to kill like any sort of like drive that I have, right? This felt like really weird to me. So I did that job for 2 years, but while I was there, I was like so bored. And my coworker, Sam, was like, hey, my wife sells this skincare and makeup product on the side. And like, I don't know if you'd be interested, but there's a meeting you can go to and see more about it. And I'm like, she's making money doing that? I'm like, yeah. Like, is it like, you can like work harder and make more? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh man, I was like so needing that. Cause even like waiting tables was better than an employee job. Cause if I was nicer to the table or I saw more tables, I made more money. And like, that's just how I work, right? Like work harder, make more money. And so I go to this meeting and I remember being at that meeting. There's a lady in the room claiming to make 6 figures. Another one's a millionaire. Another one's driving a free car. And I'm like, dude, this is either a fantastic opportunity or we got a scam. I don't know which one it is, but there's a lot of people here acting really happy and they're like hugging. And I don't know that they're faking this. This would be a really big lie. So I went home and I told my mom, and I'm like, Mom, this seems really awesome. Like I could do this on the side. I'm like super excited. And she's like, meh, meh, meh. She's like, honey, that's a scam. Those women are very annoying. You're kind of an introvert. I'm just telling you that it's just, I've never seen someone do that. That's not annoying. And I'm like, ah. So I hang up the phone and I'm like, okay, fine. I'm not doing it. And then I'm like, I'm sorry. No. 3 days later, I'm like, I'm 23 years old. I don't need to listen to my mom. And I couldn't get it out of my head what I saw that night, which is a good reminder for all of us. Just get people to something. Get them to the company video. Get them to whatever, because they can't unsee it. And it's going to tick, 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 tick their brain for a while, and eventually they might join. And so I did. 3 days later, I signed up. And when I heard about the opportunity, I was all in. But then when I learned what I had to do to sell, they were like, this was 2002. Like, you got to build your business by walking up to people in parking lots and meeting people at the grocery store if you don't have friends and family, which I didn't have friends and family because I had just moved to a new town. And I was like, oh man, that's like horrifying. I'm like, are people doing this? So I was like, I'm not doing this. So I didn't. For the next 6 years, I dreamt about my business. I laminated ideas. I went on leaders' websites and printed off their documents and stored them in laminated binders. I did that for 6 years. I went to company events sometimes. I sometimes didn't. I'd go to a retreat. I'd be inspired. But I literally took zero action. I accidentally ended up with one customer who asked me what my makeup was because she liked how it looked. And I was like, oh, I sell for this company. And she's like, great. And she literally ordered from me every 3 months. So I could never quit. Without her, I don't know that I'd be here today. And I write about her in my book because Sarah, everyone needs to find a Sarah, someone who just loves your products and orders from you consistently, and then you can't quit. It was good to have a Sarah. So Sarah changed my life. So anyway, 29 years old, I'm failing at this, but I'm getting more fed up with my job. We've done this for 6 years. I'm over it. And I'm ready for something different. And I'm like, you know what? I'm fed up enough. Like, I am over it. I had moved into real estate, and the market in 2009 had crashed. Mm-hmm. So no one was selling, no one was buying, no one was lending. And I'm like, dude, like logic would tell me that this is stupid to stay here doing this. Like, I might as well, if I'm going to make no money doing this, let's go make no money doing network marketing and build it up and like turn it into something that's mine. Right. Yeah. So I present this to my boyfriend at the time. He's now my husband. I'm like, hey, this might sound really crazy, but I was thinking like for the next 6 months, I'm just going to like quit because I'm not making money here. And I'm just going to like do this other thing. He's like, I'm sorry, you've been doing that for 6 years and you've never made us like really any money with it. I'm like, no, I have Sarah. I made a little money. He's like, not really. He's like, why don't you just get a real job? And I'm like, how about you give me 6 months? And he's like, okay, fine. 6 months. And if it doesn't work, then you get a real job. And I'm like, oh, game on, brother. Right. So I'm like, oh man, I'm in such big trouble. I'm going to have to go back to jail if I don't do this in 6 months. And so it was amazing because I was forced to like make this work. Like I pretended I was on an island and I had burned the bridge off that island and there was no other options. The only way I can make money and I have to make this work. So like every day I got up and I'm like, I got to make this work. I got to find people. I got to find people. And back then, the only thing I knew to do was to go to networking events, get business cards, and then email them. I wouldn't even ask them in person because I was too nervous. I would just go to business events and get people's cards and be like, I'd love to refer you business, blah, blah. And then I'd have this afterthought. I'd email them and be like, hey, this sounds really random, but I'm looking for people to try our products, give feedback, and also be featured in a portfolio I'm putting together. I don't know if you have any interest in something like that, but I just like really enjoyed our time together. And they said yes. And I'm like, stop it. I'm so good at this. So but anyway, I got together with them and it started to work. And 6 months from that day of like boom to 6 months later, I went from 0 team members to 50 team members. I went from 0 customers to 300 customers. I went from no free car to earning the company car, getting 80% of my insurance paid for, and I made $5,000 that month. And I was like, to my boyfriend,
will you marry me?
I was like, do it, right? And he's like, okay, whatever. I'm like, whatever. I'm not getting a job. So that was 29 years old. And since that day, I've never had a boss, never had a job. And every year it keeps growing. And I'm like, that's right, brother. So it's been kind of a fun journey. And I showed those strategies to my team. I'm an introvert. I know I don't appear to be one right here, but I'm an introvert in like social settings. Like a lot of people, I'm like, whoa, there's so many people to talk to. Yeah. So like, so I taught my team how to do it in an introverted way, how to not build a business talking to strangers or bugging your friends and family. And we became a top team in the nation and we crushed it. And like all this crazy stuff happened, like trips and diamonds and free cars and crazy. But at the end of the day, like I feel like it's possible for anybody if you have a system to follow and you just take action and you also have a vision. I always tell people vision backed by activity equals results. So that's been a journey. And I actually stayed as a network marketer for 17 years and left 3 years ago because while I was doing that, I was sharing my thoughts and ideas like Cathy does online, which built into an online brand that ended up becoming way bigger than I ever imagined. And today it's a multiple 7-figure business, which I actually it makes more than I ever could have made at the company that I was with, which is crazy to say. So that's what I do full time now is I train and make courses and like love it so much. So network marketing literally opened so many doors for me and changed my life forever. And I believe it's one of the best, if not the best way for us to learn about entrepreneurship and learn about everything you need to know about running a successful business. And you just have no idea what your success in network marketing will do for you with other businesses. It's bananas. So that's the backstory.
And it is okay. So you guys, those of you that are listening, drop below like 3 takeaways you just had from that because I have mine, but I'm curious what you guys picked up from that story. The first thing I was thinking was the cost of indecision. And I was thinking those 6 years that you had an ID but didn't work the business. And we just came off this retreat and we spent a whole lot of time. It was tactical, but it was a lot of like, why are you doing this? And your gym membership doesn't mean anything if you don't walk into the gym, right? And so kind of that 6 years of like, oh, this business didn't work for whatever. Well, that's also because you didn't work it. But that was one of the big things that I took away from that. So I'm curious what you guys took away from listening to Michelle. The second thing is, am I having feedback to you, Michelle?
No, you're not.
Okay, audience, tell me if there's feedback. I can deal, but if y'all hear it, I'll plug in some headphones or something.
Yeah, it's good.
The second thing was I was forgetting this moment with you. And I remember now where I was. It was at the corner of my dining room table. So when I went through this course with you, and I've had multiple coaches and I find value in every class I go through, but I got some kind of one-on-one Zoom or Voxer time with you. And this is why I implement access to our teachers in our program because it made a difference. I remember saying to you, I think I finally realized, and this is not to minimize network marketing because it's freaking incredible. And my upline was like, I never want to do anything than just this one company. But I was starting to think like, maybe I want to teach, maybe I want to train, maybe I want to coach, and I was like, I think I figured out the definition of an entrepreneur. And it's like thinking outside of the box. And so I'm still a network marketer. I find value in being able to teach and train. And I do not have the size of coaching and course creating that you do. Maybe one day I'll make a decision, but I was like, oh, my brain, my mind, like I got exposed and opened up to another area that I could serve in and I could serve the whole industry. And so I thank you for that. And we are watching our students walk this journey. A lot of them love their network marketing companies. That's exactly where they want to build. And like I could do a confidence class. And Cynthia, I could go do a storytelling, course. And like you are not limited. And that
Yeah.
is incredible. And they always teach us in network marketing, it's, you know, personal it's personal development disguised as skincare or whatever. And it's true. And you grow so much as a person. And your journey is much like mine. I built in the day of home parties. I was told, like, talk to everybody within 3 feet of you. I did not want people to get in an elevator with me because I was like, oh crap, I have to think about my 30-second elevator speech. And what you taught me as I was moving into online space was the importance of live video. So today we're going to focus on recruiting, but I have to tell you guys, if you ever hear me being like, go live, go live, go live, go live, be a person, go live in all the scenarios, you see Michelle at the pool with her kids and you see her presenting like something like today, it is so, so, so important. So if you haven't ever caught on to the fact that I'm like, go live, live, you were one of the people that really, and you know, with stories and reels. Okay. So people are sharing what they took away from your story. We did kind of tease this as like the one key script, but
I got one for you.
if there's one key, like, boom, what would it be? And then we've got a huge resource of a whole lot more if this one doesn't like resonate.
Yeah, totally. So like, yeah, this resource, and Cathy will drop the link for this because this is a free training that's coming up that will literally blow your mind. 22 influencers sharing all of their scripts. We made it free. You can upgrade if you want to get like full printable access to the workbook and lifetime access, but starts September 6th and it runs through the 28th. But one of the scripts I'm going to share is one of my scripts in here. But in here, I give you, oh my gosh, I'm the queen of scripts. Like I'm the queen of text message scripts that like get results. And so, and what's crazy is what was your gift, Cathy, inside the course?
I did the party one. So how I converted 27%
yes.
to reps.
Yeah. So this is Cathy's training here. Oh man, it's so good. So she shows you exactly how to recruit 27% of your party hosts, which I thought was fascinating. And what's interesting about this training is everyone did it a little bit differently. So I'll share my one script with you. And honestly, like for me, like the way that I recruited a lot of people was I did two things. Number one, I'd meet them at an appointment or at a party. And Carla said she upgraded. Yay. This is a really stellar training. It should literally be like thousands of dollars for what you'll learn in it. But it's not. It's free. And then you can upgrade if you want lifetime access for $47, which is also like free. So anyway, so this one script that I did, I would meet someone at an appointment or at a party or on a live. And I just like, I think I'm just like use my normal voice. Like this is me normal, right? I say like, and I say whatever, I say totally. And it's a little flaky, but maybe there's something to that, right? So I would send a message to someone. Like either I would just take my phone and do like a voice message. If I could get voice message, if they're iPhone to iPhone, it was the best. If not, I could send them a Facebook voice message, but they didn't always get it there. Or sometimes I could just text them. But the message was like this. Like, I just met you at a party. You just left like literally 10, 15 minutes ago, maybe 30 minutes because you're driving home with your friends. I don't want to wait till you get home. But it was like, hey, Sarah, it's Michelle from company name. So cool to meet you. Like, I love your energy. It was like so fun. Your story about the dinosaur, that is crazy. So funny. But I couldn't help but think like someone like you would do super good doing what I do. And I don't know if you have any interest in making extra money, like maybe you don't, but like I would kind of like kick myself if I didn't at least ask you. So just wanted to throw it out there. Hit me back, like send me a message back if you're interested and we could like meet by video chat or meet for coffee. But, let me know what you think. Okay. So good to meet you. You're awesome. And that script, which is normal and a little bit messy and not perfect and not totally scripted, but just authentic, worked really well, right? And people be like, oh my God, I'm so honored. Yeah, like I'd totally meet you for coffee or like whatever, right? Now, I didn't always recruit people right on the spot. Sometimes I did. 1 out of 10, I feel like would join on the spot, depending on the week, right? But sometimes they wouldn't. And so, and then they would go like 30 days and they would ignore me. Does anyone in the chat, you have someone that was going to join your team, now they're ignoring you? They've gone into like, they're in a bubble.
Ghosted.
Yeah, where are you? Right? Those people, here's what I would do. If it was past 30 days, like it would be like, hey girl, you still thinking about joining? Hey, like that for the first 30 days. And then it was like, dude, this isn't, just stop asking her that. So after 30 days, I would wait like 7 days and I would change the ask. The ask would be this, right? Laura said crickets. Carla said, sure do. So change your ask, wait like 7 days. And then, hey, Sarah, random question. We are doing a model makeover event, whatever. Like I sold skincare, so it's different, but like we are doing a panelist or a tester or whatever. We are looking for people to give feedback on a new product line while trying it out. Don't know if you have any interest in that, but just thought I'd run it by you. Let me know if you'd be interested, right? So I would say we're doing a model makeover event. We're looking for models for the event. Don't know if you have any interest. Let me know. It's going to be next Thursday. Just wanted to ask you. And you can't believe they would ignore me for 30 days, but new ask, right? Hey, I'm looking for testers. I'm looking for your feedback. I'm looking for you to try out a new product. And here's the magic of that. You get them back in front of you. So they remember, oh, I like her, right? And you get them back in front of the products and they remember, oh man, I like these products, right? And number 3, you take them away from their crazy environment at home where they're like, they can't even think because their kids are running on their head. And they're like, oh man, I did want to do this. I just remembered, right? That's like super duper powerful. So I share that with you. Oh, I'll move that stuff on my desk.
Oh, sorry. I was going to give you a
Oh,
warning.
I like that view. That view is better.
I like that view better too, but I didn't know how to transition, so I didn't. I just clicked the button. Sorry.
No, I know, but then I had this box on me. I got to move it. It's got to look perfect. I like it to look pretty. So anyway, it was crazy because I would have people come for these second appointments, and my team was like, "You recruit everyone." Like they were like, "This isn't fair." Like, but I was like, "No, unfair advantage." Like I've already met her once, met her for coffee. She ignored me for 30 days. Now we're 45 days out, and now I'm recruiting her. So like, be patient with it. But I had a little bit of strategy. So that totally crushed it and worked really well. And I got to go in 3 minutes because I got to be on my next live. But that's my training for you.
I love it. Okay, so let's wrap out. Sorry, I just dropped your face into the big. There you go. Okay, so number 1, you guys, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Go grab the free gift. I have been posting it all over the social sales school. I made a shortened link. This is the same link, whether you see a different link or this one, I just shortened it so it was easier for you guys. It should be dropped in the comments. I'm one of the 22 people who presented in this, plus Michelle. So you're going to learn from a lot of people. And I think the key takeaway is exactly what you said. Be authentic. And I listened to Di do her interview with you. Be authentic. And your clever marketing is key. Make it personal. Make it resonate. If anything, you know, we talk about tight butt syndrome. If anything you heard today was like, you should not do that thing. And that's how we feel about talking to people in parking lots. If y'all are talking to people in parking lots and you feel good about it, you go talk in parking lots. I'm going to work out of my closet. Michelle, I don't know, you're working out a legitimate, that's my dream, a real space outside of my closet.
Bedroom. It's converted.
I want a bedroom. We appreciate you so much. We adore you. Thank you so much for being on the other side of the screen with me. Get the influencer recruiting scripts, you guys. Everything starts September 6th. I'll continue to promote it. And real quick, my audience is small, but we are freaking mighty. And Michelle has an affiliate contest, and they already know this. And I want that darn crown. And Marina Simone took it off my head.
Kathy was number 1. Kathy was number 1. She was crushing it.
I'm going to put it back on. And I said, after this interview, I'm recruiting it or promoting this because we had another thing this past week. So go grab Michelle's book if you guys don't have it. Michelle, thank you. We love you. And goodbye.
I love you.
That's it. Bye,
friend.